Hey everyone, I'm Ryan, and on this episode of Baking with Ryan, I'm making a Snickers inspired cake. This cake is just like a Snickers bar. There's caramel, there's chocolate, there's peanuts. I know you're gonna love this cake. It's absolutely delicious. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. The ingredients you'll need to make the cake are 4 8-inch chocolate cakes, vanilla frosting, peanuts, Snickers bars, soft caramels, evaporated milk, heavy cream, and chocolate chips. Let's start off by making the caramel sauce. Begin by pouring all of the soft caramels into a medium saucepan. Then pour on the evaporated milk and bring the mixture to a boil. As you're heating it up, stir the mixture with a wooden spoon. Once the caramel is boiling, turn off the heat and let it cool. In the meantime, let's make the chocolate ganache. Begin by pouring the chocolate chips into a microwave-safe bowl. You'll also want to pour in the heavy cream. Now, microwave this mixture for 1 minute. After a minute, you'll want to stir it up until all of the chocolate chips are melted. Just like the caramel, let the ganache cool. Next, let's flavor some buttercreams. Begin by adding 1/4 of the buttercream into 2 different bowls. Then add caramel to one bowl and add chocolate to the other. Don't add in all of the chocolate and caramel. Be sure to save some for the drips. Before assembling the cake, there's 2 more things that you need to prepare. First, level all 4 cake layers. I like to do this with a cake leveler, but you could also do it with a serrated knife. The second step is to chop up the toppings. These include peanuts and Snickers bars. Chop up the peanuts as fine as you can. As for the Snickers bars, you'll want to chop those up into 10 pieces per bar. Now it's time for you to assemble the cake. Begin by securing down the first cake layer with some white frosting. For the filling, start off by piping a spiral of vanilla buttercream and spread it out using an offset spatula. Then, to add a crunch to every single layer, sprinkle peanuts and the Snickers. Place on layer number 2 and repeat the same process using caramel buttercream. For the last time, repeat the assembly process, this time using chocolate frosting. Now place on the 4th cake layer and start crumb coating your cake. First, smooth out all of the overflow frosting using a cake scraper. Refrigerate the cake for 10 minutes so the overflow frosting doesn't get into your crumb coat. To make the crumb coat, begin by piling tons of white frosting on top of the cake. Once the frosting is overflowing off the sides, spread it out using an offset spatula. Once again, place the cake in the fridge, this time for 20 minutes. Now frost the final coat of buttercream. Do this just like you did the first coat. The only difference is that this time there should not be any cake showing through. To make the sides even more smooth, go around with a cake scraper. Also, be sure to smooth out the frosting that's sticking up. Place the cake in the fridge one last time, this time for 30 minutes. Using a squeeze bottle and the caramel sauce that we made earlier, create drips going down the side of the cake. The more pressure that you use, the farther down the drip will go. Now go in between the caramel drips and do the same thing with the chocolate ganache. For decoration, pipe dollops of vanilla buttercream with a piping bag fitted with a Wilton 1M piping tip. Then, in between each dollop, place 1 piece of the Snickers bar. Lastly, fill up the center with some crushed up peanuts and more Snickers. And the cake is done. All that's left now is to cut a slice and enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and comment down below what you want me to make next.